Welcome back. Now, the number of Irish tourists heading abroad this year is back at boom-era levels. Little wonder, so, that when we asked viewers last month to send in any consumer questions, we were inundated with queries primarily on travel.
We were indeed. Here to address some of your problems is our consumer champion, Siobhan Maguire. Good morning to you, Siobhan.
Good morning.
And thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Will we go straight into the questions? Because we did have, as you well know, a huge response to your item. Yeah. And people need your help. So, hotel completely unlike the photos is the first question. I recently purchased a holiday from a well-known online travel agency, but when I got to the hotel, the photos did not match what I had been sold. Was I missold a product? Is this false advertising? I think everyone has been there, haven't they?
We've all been there, yeah. And the simple answer to those two questions is no. It isn't false advertising because most of these third-party booking sites that you get your hotel room from will carry the caveat that the photos of the hotel that are being shown on their website may differ from the actual room you receive. So they are completely covered in that sense. So
it's in the terms and conditions?
Absolutely, yeah.
But why is that not the same as saying, come and buy this Ferrari, when you turn up it's a Ford Fiesta?
That's an excellent point, Simon.
If the guy who's selling the Ford Fiesta has a photograph going, it might differ slightly now.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, you're not expecting, the room to be kind of a roach motel or anything like that. Yeah. I think what they're saying is that, you should get a really lovely room. You just might not get. You just might not get the one you see on the website. Yeah.
But that's why I think TripAdvisor is amazing, isn't it? Because TripAdvisor will give you the official photographs, but then it will also give you the visitors, the consumers' pictures.
Yeah,
and they're the real ones.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's a great way to keep an eye on a hotel before you book as well, because you get a real sense of how it was for people. But in relation to our consumer in this case, so he had gone to Rome in February. Booked a hotel through one of these third-party booking agents called TravelRepublic.ie, which is a UK company with an Irish option. And so he went to the hotel, found the first room far too small, couldn't even put suitcases down at the side of the bed, thought, I better go and try and get a different room. So on his own decision, he went for an upgrade, paid €120. The upgraded room was, in his opinion, atrocious. And he did send me in photos to back up his claims. There were mould on the bathroom walls, cracks in the plasterwork, door handles hanging off.
And that's the upgraded room?
That was the upgrade. Wow. So it was a larger room, but in a worse condition. So when he came home, he contacted Travel Republic and said, look, I had this experience and, what can you do for me? Is there anything I can do by way of kind of remedying this? And also bear in mind, when he went in February, there was the Ireland-Italy rugby match on. There was an ecclesiastical World Conference on, so getting another hotel simply wasn't an option for this consumer. Now, Travel Republic replied to him and said that they were, sorry for his experience, but that had he contacted them when the problem arose, they could have helped him. But because it was after the fact, there wasn't anything they could do. So I went to the European Consumer Centre to find out if this is the case. And they said that, yes, there's a new EU directive introduced last year, makes package travel much stronger and safer for consumers. But it does bring up the issue of third-party booking sites that they do carry in the terms and conditions that if you experience a problem, absolutely talk to the hotel at the time of the problem, but make sure you then contact the company as well on the day.
So log the complaint while you're there?
Absolutely. Okay. And then they can be more open to
Then they have
help.
to deal with it, do they?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. As a gesture of goodwill, Travel Republic did offer this consumer €100 off another trip he's booked with them.
Okay. So there's a little bit of goodwill thrown in there.
He has declined it, but the
offer was made.
Exactly.
Yeah. OK. A consumer contacted us in relation to travel insurance, Siobhan. When he turns 80 next year, he's been told by his travel insurance provider, VHI, that he would not be covered for any trips to the United States. For this consumer, the announcement was alarming because he visits Florida regularly.
Yeah.
What's happened there?
Now, on closer inspection, so this gentleman, he travels an awful lot to the States. Obviously, has no intention of slowing down, and good for him, and rightly so. Now, I contacted VHI in relation to the multi-trip, and there are restrictions, geographic restrictions in place for people over 80. Now, they say that this is needed to kind of keep prices affordable. And so in the case of this gentleman's policy, when he turns 80, he won't be covered for insurance in the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. However, he will be covered in Europe and the rest of the world. Now, getting sick in America as a tourist is not a cheap thing.
No.
One night in intensive care there would cost around €5,500. A minor cardiac arrest would set you back 40 grand. Having your appendix removed would be €30,000. And an air ambulance that's called for you would cost around 100K.
So if ever you're going to have your travel insurance in place, it's in the States.
Absolutely. And for most of us, it's only really senior travellers who seem to be kind of roped into the fact that, well, we can't possibly insure you for the USA. For the rest of us, we would be. But there are other options. AA Insurance, they offer single trip insurance for senior travellers. So if you want to go to America...
Regardless of where you're going.
Exactly.
And your age.
And your age, yeah. You can't get the annual multi-trip, but there are other options. There's okaytotravelinsurance.ie and goodtogoinsurance.eu. Both of them will offer senior travellers full annual cover for the USA.
So there are answers.
There are options, yeah.
So the VHI won't put a package together for you if you're over 80?
The VHI will still offer you multi-trip, but they just won't cover you for the USA, Canada, or the Caribbean.
OK. But other options out there, as you say.
So he's off to Florida happily enough.
Good for him, yes.
Yeah.
Question 3, can I buy Amazon books from Europe? If Amazon are not going to open a hub in Ireland, can I buy my Kindle books and other items from their hubs in Europe?
Yeah, so this arose from our Brexit debate the last time. And so my understanding now is that absolutely we will be able to buy our books as normal from the .co.uk site even after Brexit. We still don't know about tariffs and everything like that, but the process of purchasing will be exactly the same. Now, in the course of looking into this, I discovered that there is a really interesting thing you can do with the Amazon's 5 websites. So there's the UK,
so many,
Germany, France, Spain, and Italy. And now the European-based websites, if you're buying a physical item from Amazon.co.uk, price them within the member state. They're likely to be cheaper and they're likely to be delivered at the same cost. So
pay in the local currency that you're shopping in. Is that it?
Well, no, I'm saying that at the moment we would, as Irish people buying from Amazon, we tend to go to the .co.uk for the physical item. But we should actually be looking at the Italian, the German, the French and the Spanish sites for that same item, because they're likely to be much cheaper and still be, and even with delivery,
even with the
still
shipping,
come in under the .co.uk. Yeah.
Great advice as always.
Think a little differently maybe about our online shopping habits.
Thank you, Siobhan. If you have any consumer queries that you need help with, drop us a line. Siobhan is here to help, aren't you, Siobhan?
Absolutely.
The email address is weekendam@virginmedia.ie.
Cue the influx of queries, Siobhan. You're welcome.
Good to see you. Thanks, Siobhan.
Thank you.
Now we're at the catwalk after this break with fashion up next.